Back. If you're joining us right now, this is the Daily Report with Victor Moyakane and Catherine Simaloy. Now, we have a discussion coming up, but let's set the stage. A nationwide plan to vaccinate livestock beginning this month has ignited heated controversy. While the government insists that the vaccines are designed to prevent animal diseases, critics, including several opposition leaders, allege a hidden agenda to curb methane emissions from livestock, among other things. This claim has left farmers torn over whether to vaccinate their animals or not. Our reporter, Violet Auma, has more in tonight's feature story for Insight.
Livestock farming is not just an economic activity in Kenya, it is a way of life. Millions rely on cattle, sheep and goats for their livelihoods. The farming is teetering on the edge of uncertainty. In the heart of Nyaporo village, Mumias East Sub-County, Kakamega County, we meet Lawrence Mukabana, a livestock farmer who has been in the business for over a decade. Mukabana is just one of the many farmers grappling with the government's recent announcement of livestock vaccination.
We are going to carry out a national campaign, a national vaccination exercise that is going to make sure that we vaccinate our 22 million heads of cattle and 50 million heads of small stock.
Social media is ablaze with alarming claims ranging from infertility in animals to fear that the vaccine could stop animals from passing gas, potentially endangering their lives.
Nikaona kwa mtandao wakisema wakati watachanja ng'ombe hii ni kama wanaiweka ugonjwa ng'ombe za wakulima wengi zinaweza sambaratika tukae bila mifuko. Ndio sababu nimeingia baridi, kwa sababu hata kama napatanga magonjwa moja mbili huwa tunatibu tu ng'ombe zetu na zinapona.
Mukabana's fears are echoed by Andrew Okumu, a retired teacher and a livestock farmer from Mwitoti village.
Come, Maureen. I have not had prior information if I was not alerted by you, seriously speaking, and I have to be honest. And I think most of us have the same problem, because how many of us have TVs? How many of the farmers in the rural areas have radios? Field extension officers are sleeping on their job. They have not informed us.
For Okumu, the decision to vaccinate his animals are more than science or policy. It is a matter of trust, tradition, and survival.
When you touch on an animal, it whips emotions because of reasons of cultural attachment. Luya Inwanga here. An animal was kept as a source of property. So when you talk about my animal, I get emotional about it because you are touching on a sensitive cultural nerve, and one is ready to die for an animal.
Ukilipa deni ya mwanamke kama umeoa inalipa na ng'ombe. Hata ukiwa na milioni ngapi unaambiwa ikonfati hiyo pesa uweke kwa ng'ombe. Chakula yenye mtu atakula amina amekuwa kwa matanga ya Mluya ni ng'ombe.
I'm under obligation to vaccinate my animals for the commonly known diseases. This particular one, I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me they are vaccinating against this. And why is it mandatory? And what are the side effects that we expect?
Lakini sasa tukiambiwa tu chanjo inakuja, ni chanjo ya kuzuia ugonjwa gani? Ama kuna tu chanjo imetengenezwa specially ya kuzuia magonjwa yote?
Hiyo chanjo ambayo umekuwa ukilipia, wacha nikusaidie nikulipie this year. Ndio tuweze kuchanja ng'ombe ya kila mtu. Yule yako na pesa na yule ambaye hana pesa, pia ng'ombe yake ipate chanjo. Sasa mnakubali watu wanakuja kudanganya nyinyi? Sijui iko mtu anaitwa Bill Gates.
However, opposition leaders and activists claim that the vaccines are part of an international agenda to limit methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas produced when animals burp or pass gas.
Ikiwa ni wazungu ambapo kwa wenyewe wamekataa mambo haya, alafu tunakuwa kama sisi ndio guinea pigs na wanyama wetu, tuna umuhimu, tuna haki kikatiba kusema la.
In their process of digesting the green, the leaves, the bacteria end up producing a set of gases. One of them is just methane.
Winston Wanjala, a veterinary surgeon, is the immediate chair of the Kenya Veterinary Association Western Branch. Wanjala dismissed allegations that the vaccines are meant to prevent animals from farting.
The digestive system is an open system. So meaning the gas that have been produced in the rumen must obviously come out through the mouth or through the anus. So you cannot prevent that process. If you have seen an ordinary industry, the first thing you see is a chimney producing what? Some smoke, some what. That's exactly what happens in the rumen of the cow. So obviously there must be something to be released to go out. So in my opinion, it's not possible to stop the animals from farting. That's just, somebody once said, hot air.
According to the Global Methane Assessment 2021 published by the United Nations of Environment Program, UNEP, cattle are the largest contributors of methane emissions from human activities, accounting for 30%. The oil and gas sector follows at 22%, with human waste and landfills at 17%. Experts like Wanjala now want the government to improve its outreach and educate farmers to dispel misinformation.
Then there are many other industrial chemicals which get into the atmosphere and by extension to the ozone layer. So methane may be one of them, but not the major one. So I look at the industrial chemicals are the worst ones compared to methane.
We have been producing as a country this vaccine since 1964 when we produced our first dose. And consistently we have continued producing this vaccine.
Every county has its own priorities. So chances are that there are places which have not even vaccinated animals. So to us, it is godsend if we can have a national exercise having all animals in Kenya vaccinated. So I urge every farmer in Kenya to move ahead and ensure that their animals are vaccinated.
During his vetting, Agriculture CS nominee Mutahi Kagwe affirmed that the National Livestock Vaccination exercise will remain a voluntary initiative. Kagwe emphasized that livestock belongs to individuals and not to the government, making it clear that no one will be compelled to vaccinate their animals.
There is no force of vaccinating your cow. However, if you don't want us to vaccinate it, we can leave it. However, these are the problems that you are going to incur. And that is why I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, nobody with the proper communication is going to make that choice. What you cannot do is go there at gunpoint and tell somebody. You can imagine the kind of fighting you might have with some people, with pangas and so on, if you try that system. So all I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, and don't take it too literally, is that we will give people a choice, but we'll make sure that they make the right decision.
The situation is further complicated by a recent outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Kakamega County. Livestock markets in Shinyalu and Malava constituencies have been closed to prevent the spread of the disease.
Tumedhibitisha visa kadha wa ugonjwa huo wa foot and mouth, na leo hii mnavyoona tunaanzisha chanjo na maafisa wetu ambao mifugo haitaletwa pamoja, watatembea boma baada ya lingine.
Despite farmers' concerns, the government maintains that the vaccine is essential to controlling disease and boosting livestock productivity.
That vaccination is necessary because we want to create a disease-free country, and so that we can market our livestock products to destinations that today we have been denied access to certain destinations because of our disease control inadequacies.
The veterinary officers have urged the government to delay the vaccination rollout, citing the need for more consultation, public participation, and clarity on the vaccine. But farmers like Mukabana and Okumo remain torn, caught between protecting their livestock and fearing the unknown. For now, the fate of their livelihoods and Kenya's livestock sector hangs in the balance.
Once people are told clearly what is happening, why it's happening, and how it should happen, I don't see any sensible farmer refusing to comply.
As Kenya grapple with this vaccine controversy, the stakes are high. For farmers, it is about survival. For the government, it is about progress, animal health, environmental policy, and economic survival. Finding common ground is essential to navigating this complex issue. Violet Auma, TV 47.